that can deal with Malphite properly, but Syndra gives you tools to play early. BLG, they have good lanes for playing topside. Now, this Gnar matchup can be explosive. All he's doing is just throwing cleavers. There's not like a Xin Zhao for a knockup, and I don't know, we'll have to kind of see what that does for the flavor of this game. Knight is almost...
Honku! Oh my
Jesus
gosh.
Christ!
I mean, hey, he understands the assignment of this matchup, right? If I wanna stake my claim to the LPL, this is the guy to beat, and Honku will solo kill Knight to kick off our series.
That minion just tanks the overload, and the fight is completely lost there. So, a great play. Now we're going for a dive on top side. I think this is so fake. We have no damage.
Okay, hops down for Xiaosu. When is he gonna flash? Perfect time there. Bin goes for the slice, and nice Shun takes up turret. Xiaosu's gonna make it a 1-for-1, and Bin take an extra turret shot. He doesn't have flash. Junja is gonna flash at him, roll a boulder on in. The chase down is there. Junja makes it 2 on the top side for JDG.
Jindong are saying, is this the best you got?
Now they're going to throw theirs out for now, but JDG, the Realm War play, they're looking to overload. The minion wave's cut down, though, so they're already taking aggro.
Oh my God!
Vampire's going to cleanse, flash himself away by as much time as he can. Junja will fall to the turret, on flashes himself out to safety. Vampire picks up the kill. Now Knight has showed up. The golden left hand looking to punish JDG's transgressions, and a great scatter of the week should set up Shun for the kill. They're going to give it over to Vampire. The turret will help it out. Excuse me, Knight grabbing that one, and a good little response there from BLG.
Some good plays there, and an unfortunate hook there from Vampire may have ruined the entire play.
I think Shun is going to be relatively fine with this because he will have first access to these grubs as they spawn. So they're up in mere seconds. Junja won't have any camps to steal away to punish this, so there should be all 3 grubs in response for Bilibili Gaming. Junja really wanted a camp to steal back. Or a dive.
Doesn't, but they don't have vision. They don't have vision, and Rise is coming. They're going to dive again on this wave.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Vampire's immediately getting away from the turret. He's going to transcend, dash away from Junja. Arcaroon going to get the slow. Hook from on to throw. Junja over the turret. They knock him out of the dark passage. And here comes Knight once again. There's the Death Sentence thrown down. Moonlight Vigil going to hit. 2-man stun from Knight. And he's going to find the kill. Gala through all of that. Thanks to the green gun passive. On goes down, but again, BLG, I think they do a pretty good job covering for a dive onto Viper. The gall and gumption for JDG to see how well Bilibili Gaming have played this full court press style, dominating all lanes, looking for all these dives, and opting to play that same style, but
good.
I mean, the original founders of it are, for a reason, Bilibili Gaming, as they make that easy kill on the Xiaosu.
Yeah, Bin needs to use his flash there. Let's save that summoner spell on for Knight. They may have lied to you. A certain outlet in the esports community has been talking a lot about Viper, but he has not been the main reason this team has been looking good. It really has been Knight and On who have been making such big plays and big movers and shakers for this BLG roster. I want to see if Gala can perform. There's a big matchup between these two. It's been a while since we've seen Viper versus Gala. Viper joined EDG in 2021. I might have to hold this as we look for a top lane dive.
Oh, we'll get back to the big time matchup for sure, because we've got a big bad dive coming across. Junja trying to knock Bin out of his slice and dice. Really well done. He takes up the full turret, does get himself out. Silence come across to Junja as the unleashed power into the stun from the Syndra. Gets Viper the Arc of Ruin kill. BLG go for a big top lane dive, but everything comes with a cost against Jindong Gaming. Back to your point, Felios, Gala Vampire. All because you did such good history going back and looking at some of these matchups.
I mean, when Viper joined EDG in 2021, it was a tie between RNG at the time and the EDG of that time. So spring playoffs, Gala beats Viper in the lower finals and goes on to win the entirety of playoffs. They then go on as RNG to win MSI 2021. Otherwise, the game is even right now. Gala has a 30 CS lead over enemy AD carry and is close to finishing his IE. Look at the splash damage.
On. He doesn't need the hook. He's going to flash silence. Gala, he can't get the lantern. Great find for BLG. Gala is caught and sent back packing.
Man, look at the spell book as well from On. He gets the exhaust. He puts it right on top of Gala. No movement available. That opens up a free Herald, and they can even stop Honku from pushing in the rest of this wave. No turret behind him if they really want to go for a long chase. That was exactly what BLG wanted. The laning phase wasn't clean, but I mean, we could just punish this guy on repeat. It's exactly what BLG will look for.
Right, not too far away from getting his second item with that needlessly large rod. Maybe this will be a Shadow Flame instead of that, you know, Cosmic Drive path we see a lot of Synduos take. Hook wide from On. Shelly out on the Rift. Scatter the Weak just to make sure nobody can try and contest this Shelly crack into the turret, and not really much of a plate left here, so more gold to BLG, but most importantly, a lot of this map on the top side wide open.
Two turrets there, and we're just getting gold into Knight and Viper.
It's very hard, though, to warrant any sort of fight for a comp with Sporting Malphite, not having that ultimate available. Also just too slow off the reset. 2-item Yunara with a Renekton gets rid of that dragon easily.
Big wins after big wins, snowballing games time and time again. Now Knight, no flash.
All right, Unstoppable Force, Vampire Hook. They've locked Knight down. They don't need their damage dealers. Junja and Vampire, the playmakers for Jindan Gaming, getting a crucial kill. Get a bit of damage down. Scatter the Weak isn't available, but Honku has to pop his Ghost. Key Summoner to get out of the Rise.
Just posturing from both teams. It might look a little strange. Vampire's doing a lot of work. I think Vampire's
Mundo Gaming. Jun's just walking down who's ever in front of him. Junja tries to go after Viper and Knight on the backside. Huge stuns. Honku trades out Knight, but Viper gets himself out of safety. Xiaoshu with the big shield shows up with a TP. Xun with the maximum dosage is not to be trifled with. Good little response there from Junja to save a Mundo walkdown from Xun.
It seems like we are going for a bit of a later game. We're at 23 minutes with 14 kills. It seems like it's just generally going to be a slow game. So if Mundo can scale, that's awesome. But I just think the ability to make plays like this.
They've caught On. And he'll have to sacrifice himself, just throwing down the Blitzcrank ult at the last point. Viper hasn't transcended. Knight's coming on over, and Vampire will make sure nobody gets clipped by a Scatter the Weak, because at this point for Knight, could mean a very easy kill onto a Squishy with that Shadow Flame completed.
Honku is cut off. He's going to have to realm warp into this side of the fight if he wants to go for it. Viper might just take him up on that trade. Knight as well stopping him. Bin with a flank.
Bin. Oh, that's a very angry Croc. JDG have no ideas in that pit. Junja, you have a bad surprise coming for you. They're going after Gala. Bin gets the stun. Gala is caught and cut down. Honku throws himself into the frame, but soon takes away the dragon. JDG are spiraling to find these kills, but they at least get one back onto Vampire. Bin forward onto Xiaoshu, has not gone into Mega. Huge from Vampire gets Knight though, and now all the damage is out of BLG's comp, so it's the front line that has to get it done. And Xun is just gonna casually walk him down in his business casual attire to cut down some of these other kills. Slow after slow, knock up, no hook, but Xiaoshu, the turret won't protect him, and he's got a long walk away from Xun, who can eat all the CC he wants. Xiaoshu's death warrant has been written, and it's Bin that will finally collect it under the tier 2 turret. It's a delayed ace for Bilibili Gaming.
And the dragon is secured still here by Xun after all of that. Yeah, Xiaoshu has no teleport yet. He's not even alive at this point. He has to still build Meganar. This might just be a one-way trip for Junja.
All right, come on. Make your mark here. Steal your first Baron in the LPL, Junja. Unstoppable Force over the wall. He goes in! He steals it right from under BLG. And now Xiaoshu can TP in. He doesn't have Meganar. We knew Junja was getting a one-way trip, even if the Inferno Moonlight Vigil comes down. But what a one-way ticket for Junja. His first stolen Baron in the LPL.
Finally, JDG, I talked about it a while ago, but they really wanted this top tier 1. They used their Baron, and they're going to utilize it now to finally take it. A lot of crystalline overgrowth as well. So no tier 1 stand for BLG. I think he, oh man, I thought he was going to get enough experience from killing the ward there. Vampire looks for a hook, but who does he hook in this game? He has to land it onto Knight or onto Viper. Maybe if the passive is off for Xun. Junja's in the pit by himself.
In the same brush. He's in the same brush. Is he going to pop Dominus now? Oh my god, JG, we can't fall for the same thing again, right?
Oh,
where is Bin?
Xiaoshu. Oh, they know!
Oh, yeah, there he goes. Bin's going after Gala. It's deja vu. But this time, Gala gets kited back. He has enough stuns. He's safe. Bin goes into the redemption. Junja on the front line. His teleport goes like Knight. Looks for a flat play on a Gala, but falls flat. And the Gnar ultimate hits onto 2 into the Moonlight Vigil. Down goes Bin. Viper desperately trying to kite back as the front lines are starting to crumble. And Xun goes down next. BLG tried the same exact dragon play, and this time it doesn't work out. JDG fight win, Ocean Soul point.
Wow, and even with a biffed start of that fight, JDG still come out the victors in that one. Knight tries to flash to find something, gets nothing.
Oh no.
And now,
no, not Viper
gets caught.
Picked off.
I can't wait to see if BLG win this game, can't wait to see the Sheep Esports headline. Viper with an incredible 3-3-3 performance on Yunara. Tower goes down and BLG, they're starting to lose this one out as JDG are clutching out fights.
Oh, it was a Hongq Realm Warp and they got Flash Cleanse off of Viper and still get that kill. That is monumental.
It is the mid-jungle. A lot of players that I thought this duo were not exactly performing to expectation, but in this game with the Rise and the Malphite, Junja and Hongq are in perfect sync here in this game.
Xiaosu, I mean, this Syndra hits like a truck on anybody. On's gonna hook a minion, and then Vampire gets a hook onto him. Junja, I don't know what that unstoppable force was. But it's not going to cost him. Scout of the week onto 2. My God, it chunks Hongq down to half. Vampire's down to half. Knight is hitting like a freight train. And JDG are scattered to the wind, backing away from BLG's Tier 2 turrets. How far do Bilibili Gaming want to chase this, though? Shun is that Mundo. He's just going to heal up. He has no fear when he has the maximum dosage. Oh, another hook goes wide. Hongq gets away from it. Dark Passage get Gala out. Vampire going to pop the spell shield from Shun with a Dark Passage. Down to about half HP, but BLG are content. Yep.
This is just Baron here. Like, JDG do not have timers to recall. Xiaoshu is going to have to TP back into this fight, but he will not have Mega Gnar here.
Realm Warp, it's fake. Nobody's coming in. Junja has Unstoppable Force again. He's already stolen one Baron. Is he going to go for it again? No, this time, Knight gets the stun down. Junja still wants to look for Unstoppable Force, but you can't hold any of these frontline members. He has to find Vampire. He has to find Knight. Shun pops back some doses. Straight hook from On. He's dead. Tower deletes Junja. Knight looking for the turn alongside Viper's Transcendent. Xiaosu trying to stack up the Mega Gnar bar as Ben gets very, very low. Nice full range Dark Death Sentence from Vampire. Ben goes down. BLG trade jungle for top laner, but a purple banner onto 4.
Exactly. He is going to be in a really good spot. What can BLG do to destabilize the game? They're trying to get push in mid, but it's equalizing now. They're pushing on this bottom lane wave, but all this does is get minions onto the other side of the map.
Shun is susceptible to crowd control. It's a big first step to get rid of this Mundo. Shun, though, level 16, maximum dosage, high health bars. He wants a 50-50. Gala has to flash away from an on-hook. That's a huge summoner to get down. Junja already stolen a Baron, and this time it's Knight to secure the Ocean Drake. No Ocean Soul. Ben goes after Gala. This time, can he find that kill? No. GA gets popped, but Hongq's getting turned on here. BLG looking for the chase down. Unleashed power gets him down to half. Shun over the wall. Just gonna walk him down. Business suit after business suit, but the Realm Warp gets Hongq out.
They don't get the dragon. We're going to 7 in these dragons right now, and a fantastic Realm Warp escape from Hongq. Yeah, there's just no reason. I mean, because the dragon spawn is so near, it is nigh impossible. Neither of these teams have great Baron turn damage. Now, JDG are allowed to sneak this. They do have Realm Warp, so if somehow, some way, they just find a pick or someone moves too forward,
On! Scout of the week, though, clips Gala on the back end. He does have to burn that QSS, but On is dead. Picked off. Nice find for Junja. Man advantage for JDG, and they're turning their sights towards the Baron. They have a neat little window where they can burn this down before Dragon comes up.
And they can Realm Warp out, and Junja's, look at his ultimate! It's already halfway back up, he just used it!
That's
and
disgusting.
There's still a there's still a McHale's here from Viper, or Vampire, sorry, onto Gala. Can Ben sneak in?
Is he gonna walk in and steal it? You get Junja back, Death Sentence down the box, maximum dosage. Shun is trying to heal through all of Gala's damage. He's doing a good job.
Look at Ben!
Off to the backside flank, but Hongq picks off Viper all the way halfway across the screen. Knight is gonna find the trade kill onto Hongq. Unstoppable Force falls flat. Knight is definitely trying to kite back as Shun's health bar is unwavering. Gala is chasing him around, but Xiaosu clips down Knight, and finally Gala gets through the Mundo. JDG ace, JDG game 1 win.
Oh, they're trying to use the bot lane wave. This is a good ultimate from On, but it's just not enough. Just having so many cleanses available to them. JDG completely outplaying that team fight. Hongq getting right into the back line. That's just it. Death timers are way too long. You called it right there, Slayer. JDG are going to open this up with first blood in the series.
We talk about BLG starting one of their most dominant runs in the LPL in years. They've only dropped 2 games coming into this matchup. Well, they've nearly doubled that count thanks to the new look JD Gaming. First edge goes their way in our series.
Look, Tabe is just trying to get some revenge on some older clubs here. He took down AL. He's going to potentially take down BLG here.
And then these carries showing up, and boy, oh man, I hate it. It hurts my Viper heart. Look at that damage split. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I just think that the wall is such a broken ability. We won't have time to talk about it in this game because this is not here, but
yeah.
All right, BLG, they have a composition that is going to be a little bit lower on the max cap of damage. I think enemy team chose that for him, if I'm being 100% honest there. I think his support walking mid lane and my bot lane's already beating me up. All right, cool, we're not doing anything here. Shun's here first, no vision. I think Xiaoshu's just dead. Yep,
should just be fully dead. Goes into the brush. Okay, a little speed up for Shun. Throw the stun down. Tip of the spear. Shun on the board. This is how BLG look a lot more comfortable when he doesn't power farm and he gets out on the map first. Disgusting. Season 16. Junja looking for a play on a Knight with the Spirit Rush. Honkyu's going to try and land the Charm. Knight flashes early. Charm lands. Junja's just going to flash to get on top of him. Nice little look as the new look Jingdong Gaming mid-jungle duo fly on in for that kill. Tangle Bar from Vampire onto On. Gets poked down low. Nothing much there. One of the worst night games we've seen this year. I know it's a pretty high bar.
The Azir game was pretty bad, I'll be honest.
Okay, all right.
And he gets it. He gets level 6.
Okay, so he's going to pop the Aggressive Guard here immediately when he comes out of the stun. All right, but a seismic shove there from Knight gets him right into Viper's range. Piercing Arrow comes across. Honky flash charm. Knight still has no flash. Honky gets the first kill. Shun looking for the trade as Vampire flashes out. Follow for Shun. Spirit goes down. Second kill found here, and nobody is getting close enough to Honky for him to find these Qs. So BLG win out on the skirmish by 1 kill.
I mean, I think BLG can make whatever play they want. They're the one that have onus. I know we've been talking a lot about Honkyu and JDG's advantage, but you do have both the Grand Starfall and the Weaver's Wall, so it is very easy for BLG to just make plays happen.
Oh, Vampire Pop Blossom. He has Knight. When becomes Lightning, in goes Junja, gets stunned up. Crescent Guard's going to block down a lot of Vampire's damage. It's only Shun that can have to try to find this trade kill, unless they wait for it to drop. Flash out of Junja. Viper, big piercing arrow. Clips Vampire. Oh. The clone is used against Vampire, and Jun flashes to get the kill, but Honkyu comes in from the side, finds the first kill onto Viper, goes through the portal to try and find the reset, but the stun from On into the seismic shove makes it a trade. Honkyu takes one down with him, doing all the heavy lifting for Jingdong Gaming right now.
Look at where the gold ends up dropping, though. Gala, he does survive. He has to recall here. Knight will pick up this wave. Knight picks up at least a kill at the end there.
BLG, Knight, On, and Viper are all rocking like wintry skins. I love this, by the way.
Oh my god, Junja, please!
How does he steal it from a Pantheon? Usually those always secure. Oh, Gala's getting jumped on. Gala's completely cut out here. Vampire's going to find that kill, so Junja grabbing that steal is massive.
Now, Talia and Pantheon are on the bottom side right now. I wonder if they're going to be looking for something onto Honkyu. Maybe just get him low so he has to TP into the next play.
Safety of his turret. Oh, you're predicting it. They're going under the turret for the dive here. Honkyu, 1 Spirit Rush, but he gets caught by the stun into the seismic shove. That's the combo. BLG drafted this mid-jungle duo for Honkyu. No chance to escape.
And wow, and JDG don't even go to play towards the top side.
At the 20-minute mark. Mainly, Viper, these cheaper lethality items. Shun capitalizing on that Black Cleaver. His Tempered Fate from On. Gala's caught. Stunned against the wall. Chains of Corruption. The cleanse. The ghost comes out. Junja jumps on Viper. They thought they had an easy kill onto Gala, but again, he outplays a pick play with a blinking health bar. Turns it for JDG.
Wow, I thought the timing was going to be good. I mean, you had perfect ability to know when he was going to have his spell shield, when he was going to have his ability to go or cleanse. Gets out of that one, and now it's Herald being started. Knight is a teleport for this play. This is still a numbers advantage here for BLG.
All right, well, not until they TP in their last remaining member. It's Honkyu here. BLG are split on 2 fronts right now. Soul Lane's on one side. Bitch trying to cut that down. Bring the Weaver's Wall in. They've got Junja, Crescent Guard. He does get the eye, but he will die for it. Herald at a price for the JDG jungler.
I thought that was very adorable because Jinja obviously gets the smite, or sorry, it was Honku who got the Rift Herald, but Knight did not have to seismic shove him into the eye. He could have let him not catch that one.
Oh,
Vampire!
Two-man Pop Blossom on the Knight, gets the Tango Bar, but where's the damage? Xiaosu cannot get on the Knight, and now Vampire's just dead. Too audacious of a look, and it could cost more. Oh, the seismic shove cancels. Xiaosu has to publicly execute into all of the team. Honku here for the cleanup, though. They go 1 for 1. Top laner for mid laner. Still, JDG on the back foot off of Vampire's overextension.
How much more can he find? I mean, he has Flash right now. Good look for like a Flash engage. Wait a minute,
Shun that wants the Flash engage thanks to the Vampire Knight alley-oop.
Well, the game has completely blown up now.
Definitely the game if we come back
okay.
to live and Vampire's dead again.
Okay, we're going to game 3, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 9-game day.
All right, this is a insurmountable lead. No sugarcoating it. Herald dropped to mid lane by Junja. They're trying to fight for the second dragon of the game. Can Junja steal another one? That's really the only option he's got in front of himself. But Tempered Fate is going to grab his mid laner and he has to flash out of a well-placed seismic shove from Knight. Spirit Rush out for Honku. It's 2 more charges. JG looking for a turn, but not going to help when Honku's charm goes wide. 0 playmaking left here for Jindong Gaming. The main culprit of issue for JDG is how dark this topside river is becoming. Gala, you cannot step. Risky. Oh, Junja's in the brush here, too. Press guard pop. Vampire can't do any damage. Pop Blossom down. Shun does not have the GA up yet. Great Tempered Fate from On. Will buy some time, but Shun's dead right in front of Baron. Oh my god, Xiaosu. This is really far forward. I guess he just takes up enough of the damage. Junja, Exhaust has come out from On. He also uses the Mikhails to get rid of the slow. What can JDG get off knocking off the BLG jungler?
Oh, wait a minute. They get just barely enough vision there.
Something JDG really need to panic about. It's just the 3rd Drake of the game at 25.5 minutes. So we're not even at soul point. And like you allocated info to earlier, they really want this mid-tier 1 turret. Crystalline Overgrowth going to help Gala out to knock that one down. TP's coming from behind, though.
This is some of that macro that we had a little bit of questions about. With no 3rd dragon in their hands, BLG are nowhere near potentially getting a soul. That's a big win here for JDG. The fact that they not only got that TP, but now get 2 turrets. I mean, Ben's been sitting on basically 1,500 gold over Xiaosu this entire game. And another turret goes down. I mean, they're going to use Grand Starfall in the Weaver's Wall.
Yep. Xiaosu gets over the Weaver's Wall on the right side. Ooh, Polyasu's going to whiff. Nice trying to hold on to the Seismic Shove. Ooh, does get the catch thanks to the Slippery Stones. Flash with Xiaosu. Shun really wants to chase this one down. He's going to flash for it. Gets the stun. Xiaosu, million dashes. Are they going to be able to save him this time? Nope. The stones thrown on the back of his head finally knock him out and send him to a gray screen. There's that global threat on the map again for BLG.
Looks like both sides are going to back off, finish their recalls, get their items, reset before we come into this, and I do think that this advantage goes over to BLG.
Gala, what really helps that stall is the Gala with that Sivir just sent a wave up towards the tier 2 turret. Someone has to respond to. Gala, good jukes around the Tempered Fate, but he's starting to get cornered. Junja and Vampire are going to protect him well. On getting poked down. The Sivir really starting to shine with some of the damage on these bouncing blades. Shun, though, going to jump in. Great spell shield from Gala. Not going to get stunned up, but he does get poked down. Still can cut down the wave. Ooh. Down to about 25% HP. Good trade again from Shun.
But I love the cycling here from JDG. One member takes a recall, the rest of them will stay, and they will push out on the map. Doesn't matter. Gala's going to stay. He does have red buff, so the health regen is fine. It's whether or not, I love this. Let him auto-attack. Oh my god, we forced the flash out from Knight.
And Vampire, as a minion, is coming after Shun, but he gets tossed in the air again by Knight. Shun has a GA. It's buying him so much extra space. Will it finally pop it? Yes. Honku is going after Viper, and he finds the clutch kill. Shun comes back up and immediately goes back down.
Wait a minute!
Into the background. Honku nearly finds Knight, who goes golden. Can Gala step up to find these kills? Yes! The bouncing blades get it done. Ben has to use the Soul Furnace to get himself out, but JDG might have finally scaled into game 2.
Oh my god, Xiaosu, the top laner that we've been looking forward to see, makes a big play. Him and Vampire set this up and just annihilate BLG. Dragon will go over to them. It is now 2 apiece for both of these teams again, as we are here in game number 2.
That's that front line again. What was the ending play in game 1? Honku Realm warping onto Viper alone. Could we see? We just saw that again in game 2. Oh my god, Junja. Flashed after on. Gets himself through the portal. It's a flash down. But look at Sivir finally step up. Bin's health bar is getting eradicated. Jun's going to stun on Hongyu. Great stasis. Xiaoshu into the backline. Finds everybody. And the Pop Blossom is stopped by a great tempered fate. Everyone comes back alive, but Gala is ripping, roaring, and ready to punish all of BLG. 3 kills instantly. Shun to be chased out. Can JDG just look for the win? The sweep over the undefeated Bilibili Gaming right now.
They don't have a minion wave. There's another one spawning here. I don't know why On is teleporting 5 feet in front of his minions, but another wave is coming soon. I'm looking at death timers. 30 seconds before Viper is up. And with all of these minions now pouring in, JDG must have 2-0'd.
They gotta go for it now. If you go for the king, aim for the head. They're taking down the Nexus turrets with ease. Gala can delete these so simply. Odds gone. It's finally happened. BLG's undefeated split 1 ends with a JDG 2-0.